Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you may be. CC here, Chris, from New York, Westchester County. It's 3:15.
Bad morning, bad evening, bad etc. Random time, random place to you too, Chris, me old mate. Still going with that time and date nonsense in an attempt to make yourself sound more credible, aren't you? And yet, still no attempts to make yourself look and sound like you have any idea what you're doing after all these years. Just waiting for Sir Sick to come along and make you look like less of an idiot. And I of course will, but only so your true stupidity can shine through like the beautiful diamond it is.
2023.
Okay, so there's not much I can do for the fact that you have no idea what you're even about to attempt to discuss. But I'm trying my best, man. Damn it, it's like you want to look dumb. And no, I don't think that means he's a po. I think the time for the punchline to this channel was about 5 minutes after the first video, and that was a while ago.
Just a couple of quick things I just want to run by you.
Okay, great. Run them by me, please. But if you really do care to be correct, I want you to try something. Next time you make an observation about the world around you, before you jump on your phone to record a terrible looking and sounding video, could you just look up the thing and see if it's actually correct according to, sources? And maybe even you just test the observation, see if it holds up, instead of assuming that what you think is immediately correct. I know it's way too much to ask. If he could do that, he wouldn't be a flat earther, but I've got to try.
You know, when you look up in the sky and you see the stars and fake planets and all that shit.
The stars and fake planets and all that shit. I'm sorry, are the stars real but the planets are fake? And what do you mean by fake? Surely you agree that they are there, but to say that the thing that is visible, often to the naked eye and absolutely with a bit of equipment, is a fake thing? That's just silly by your own standards. I mean, sure, okay, you could say that it's not a planet, but it must be something, right? And I'm so curious what you think it actually is, although I'm not going to hold my breath for an answer. I'm already holding whiskey, and as we all know, it's impossible to hold two things at the same time.
What shape are they?
Square. No, wait, that's the other planets. They are, spheres, at least close enough. Big sky ball boys, and it's funny that you bring them up because it's one of the things that people often point out as being a bit of a discrepancy between everything in the universe and we're just a goddamn pizza planet. No, not that one. But fair enough, I'm sure you have a real smart TM reason for bringing it up.
You see, nature has an interesting way of showing itself.
That sounds kinda sus. I would rather not have nature's big tree cock slapped in my face, thank you very much, no matter how interesting it looks, because in that context, interesting probably means horrifying. And the only one of us that gets to have a horror cock is me. I use it to melt faces in public toilets. Look, there are no peeking rules for a reason, people.
And the shape would be the shape of a circle. See, everything up in the sky is the shape of a circle.
Well, ignoring that, no, you mean sphere. It just appears as a circle when you're only observing it from a singular angle. But I don't know, it depends how far you go really and the things you are looking at. Of course, if we add man-made objects, there's all sorts of shapes, but even if you just want to do nature, various space rocks are generally more nubbly than your average circle, and if you go further still, what's the shape of space itself? I think we all know that the theory of a donut-shaped universe is the most likely because it sounds delicious.
It's the most popular shape of nature, I guess.
You guess? I mean, clearly, because no, that's wrong. The most popular shape of nature, as you put it, is the hexagon. In fact, the damn thing is fucking everywhere. Seriously, you can't get away from them. But yeah, that's why we don't guess, Chris. We research. And no, that doesn't mean going to Ask Jeeves and typing "the earth am flat!" and picking the first result that agrees with you. That's like the opposite of research.
Am I right? Yeah, it is.
No, you're not. See, you aren't guessing, you're assuming. At least if it was a guess, you would have the mental space for it being wrong. But that's the flat earth mantra, isn't it? Your first guess is always correct. That's why, but it looks flat is such a common response from your lot, with no effort made to discern if that observation is correct, and latching on to anything you hear that you think confirms that.
But when I look up at the sky, and if mere nature, or whatever...
But when I look at the sky and if mere nature or whatever, I mean, yeah, that's a sentence, not a very good one, and I can only assume that when you look up at the sky, you collapse to the ground under the weight of your own massive intellect, smashing your head into the floor. And that's why, even though you are so obviously smart, you end up dazed and confused by the very concept of air.
The ball earthers think gravity is, which is total nonsense.
I would love you to tell me what you think we think gravity is. If you are so convinced that it is total nonsense, because I have a funny feeling that what you think we think is the thing that is total nonsense. Because at no point did you think to ask, like, anyone and only understand gravity as explained by other flat earthers. And whenever anyone tries to explain to you, that same massive brain of yours comes back and has you fall down again, immediately unlearning everything you were just told. That big old brain of yours is a real liability, ain't it?
That it pushes in from all sides, and that's why you get a circle.
Oh, what a shock. You don't know what gravity is. First off, push. What push? There is no gravitational push. It's a fucking pull, you goon. Literally the opposite thing. And all sides. Again, what are you talking about? It's the center of mass. Things are pulled towards the center point of large objects. And you can actually test it with a mountain and a pendulum. And seriously, try and tell me it's fucking density or whatever stupid ass thing you want to put in the place of gravity for the force that makes things go toward the planet. I'll bet you can't. At least not without that thing failing to explain literally anything else, aka Flat Earth Science 101. You know, it's funny how in order to continue thinking you are right and your opponents are big dumbs, you have to have no idea what it is they think and or are saying. If I didn't think you were so goddamn stupid, I would have to imagine you were actually malicious. Good job.
It's funny, it's quite humorous. It makes you laugh, doesn't it?
Everything you say, you're right. I mean, most of it. Some of it just makes me sigh wistfully whilst staring into the middle distance and wondering how the fuck you can operate that vehicle whilst distracted by a recording device and your own completely idiotic thoughts, whilst being so profoundly stupid that I can only assume you need some sort of apparatus in order to feed yourself. I assume you just sit there with your mouth open while it fires Crisco into your face. Why Crisco? Well, Chris likes it, because it's just like his name. It also explains the white hair.
How they can believe that, pulling in on all sides, and that's what creates the circle. That's great, whatever.
You literally just swapped your explanation halfway through your little spiel here. Which is it, Crisco? Oh, right, Crisco, because it's got CC in it as well. Anyway, yeah, if you can't give an accurate and consistent explanation, why is anyone supposed to listen to what you have to say? It is pulling, yes. And yes, it does explain why the Earth is the shape that it is. You don't like it because if gravity is correct, then the flat Earth is impossible. And other reasons, but yeah, that's one of them. But instead of figuring out why we came to that conclusion, you sit there like an incredulous moron laughing your moron laugh, thinking everyone else is the idiot when it's just you.
Whatever, if that's what you think, that's fine. I don't care. I don't care.
You don't care, do you? Yeah, I can really tell. You really, really, really don't care. You don't care so hard. In fact, of all the not carers in the world, you don't care most of all. That's why you talk about it all the fucking time and how wrong we are, and you have angry little tirades from time to time where you seem genuinely upset because of all the caring you're not doing. Oh, and if you are dumb enough to think that somehow it's hypocritical of me to point out that he does care because of the videos, I never said I don't care about topics I discuss. I wouldn't talk about them if I didn't. It's the humans I don't care about. I just want them all to stop existing.
I used to think that nonsense too, but that's fine.
Well, I'm sure your understanding of gravy balls was nonsense, but perhaps if you understood it properly, if you had actually learned the science and what it says about it, you wouldn't have had such an easy time dismissing it and believing something that was apparently as equally nonsensical as your previous understanding. Although it does help represent just how fucking poor your science quote-unquote education was.
You just have to do your research and you'll find out the truth. So, the most...
I really would love to see what your research actually consists of. I would like you to sit down and document everything you do to come to a particular conclusion. That way, I and the rest of the internet will know exactly what not to do in order to become informed on a particular subject.
Common thing up in the sky that nature creates is a circle.
Well, what is it? Is it a creation of nature or is it fake? Because I'm pretty sure it can't be both, Chris. I'm starting to think you don't actually have any firm beliefs in your head and you just make shit up as you go. Like every idea you spout is whatever it needs to be for the precise moment that you're in to keep whatever thing you want to be true, at least to you. And oh my god, that's exactly it, isn't it?
It's incredible! The fake stars look like circles, the fake balls up there, they look like circles.
Did you actually forget the word planet? I mean, I'm getting old, and sometimes the more nuanced words with very specific meanings and limited use cases have a bad habit of slipping off the tip of my tongue and into some sort of infinity well until 3 a.m. where I burst awake in a cold sweat screaming, masticating! That's what I meant to say I was doing when that police officer caught me outside a distillery. But yeah, I still know what a fucking planet is called.
It really is incredible. Now I want you to think about something here.
What's incredible is your request for your earnest audience to think about fucking anything ever. I mean, neither of those guys is very smart. They watch you without having constant aneurysms. Well, anymore, obviously, I assume that had to happen in the first place. Otherwise, they'd never have stuck around.
On our flat plane. The clouds.
Oh god, guys, he brought up our Achilles heel when it comes to the glob model. Clouds. We all know that clouds are completely impossible to understand or explain on a spherical planet. Quick, somebody stop him before we all laugh ourselves to death, because no matter what he says, this isn't going to be anything other than completely ridiculous.
If a circle is just made by simple nature, why aren't any of the clouds a perfect circle? Not one of them.
Oh wait, you're serious? No, I'm not gonna laugh anymore. I need to be nice. Well, you know, nice for me. I'm still gonna be calling him a fucking idiot. Dude, clouds are not in space? By your own goddamn ridiculous conclusion of all things in sky are circle, what you mean is all things in space. That's what all your examples were of. And you said it yourself. The clouds are nearby. They are not in space. So are not subject to that dumbass logic. And even if they were, well, then you were just wrong and not all objects in the sky are circles. End of fucking discussion. You don't get to make a wrong observation and then go, ha, that proves me even more right.
I've never seen a cloud that is a perfect circle in my entire life.
Therefore, flat earth. Would you listen to yourself, my dude? What you said right there, that's not an anything. That's a non-statement. It's nothing. You have made a false observation and then made an alternative, true-ish observation that refutes the first one and think that that is some kind of profound insight and not just a demonstration of your complete inability to come to any kind of rational conclusion. God damn it, man.
Have you?
The chuckle of the absolute moron returns, because, well, the irredeemably stupid do often laugh at basically fucking everything, don't they? Or is it nothing? I genuinely can never tell what they're laughing at. But it's never something funny. If you tell them a joke, they just sit there and stare blankly at you thinking you were serious.
Electricity. Electric.
What? Where Where did that come from? Are clouds electric? I mean, I could see why a not very smart person could come to that conclusion, because of lightning, but that's not the same thing. I'm just spitballing here, though. Do you care to elaborate on that?
The sky is electric. Scientists don't want to talk about it because they can't explain it.
Oh, no. What are you talking about? The sky is electric. Are you talking the same shit as that crazy woman who thinks that the sky is basically a big screen? Because no, that's not how anything works. We know exactly what the sky is. We have been beyond it. We can test it. And at no point is the sky electric. I don't even know what that means, Chris, you mad bastard.
But static electricity, and I've spoken about this just in the last couple of videos, but I wanted to embellish on it.
I would be staggered if you had any goddamn idea what static electricity is. Like, completely flabbergasted if you even had the remotest idea of what it was or how it worked. I mean, in this video alone, you claimed all things in the sky were and then weren't circles, that planets are fake and then forgot what they're called, and that now the sky is made of electricity. I mean, seriously, how do you explain coming to any of those conclusions?
I don't think
Alright, fair enough.
Electricity, static electricity, would exist if we didn't live in this electric world that we live in. Okay?
I don't even know how to respond to that, so I won't. All I'm going to say is this, Chris. Friendo, buddy, pal of mine. Please, 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 do yourself and everyone you care for a favour. And for once in your life, the next time you have an idea for one of these stupid videos, try keeping it to yourself. Seriously, I don't understand how you haven't died from embarrassment approximately, I don't know, about 900 times.
Wait, before you go, I have something super important to tell you. It's life or death. It will change everything forever. No, wait, it's gone. Oh well, probably wasn't important. But while I have you, don't forget to comment, subscribe and notify. And if you want more of my smexy voice, check out Mrs. Six's channel Spoonstaff Stories, where I narrate and voice all the videos, and she does the work. And if you want to support the channel, check out the merch store for cool t-shirts, or check out Patreon, memberships and PayPal to support directly. Finally, follow me on the medias of social to get completely pointless guff and to keep up on the latest releases. Oh, I just remembered what I was going to tell you. Whatever you do, don't touch the